Hey everyone, this is Tyson Lease with Colorado Foothills Properties. I want to thank you for tuning in to another video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about tenant improvements on a commercial space. And the first thing you have to understand is almost no commercial space is going to be move-in ready, other than maybe some small offices, or if you are a restaurant taking over for another restaurant that went out, or a similar use moving into a new space. More times than not, there is going to need to be some remodeling done, and in the lease space, that is referred to as tenant improvements. And so you may have a business concept and you may like a space. I would encourage you to view that space as a blank canvas. And a lot of times, brokers actually do have spaces demoed before they start showing, and they offer those in what is known as a gray shell, vanilla shell, or shell condition. And that means that the space was essentially ripped down to the studs or the walls, and then it's up to the tenant and the landlord to come to an agreement on how that space is going to be remodeled or rebuilt out. And so, some things to consider as both a tenant and a landlord is how the negotiations are going to fall on who is going to A, pay for the space, and B, perform the work to get the space done. There's some negotiation pieces with length of lease, price of lease, and a lot of creative ways you can build it in. But it is important to understand that that is something in negotiations that needs to be handled. If you're a tenant and you have money and you know contractors that can perform the work for you, and maybe to your advantage to say, hey, we're going to take the space as is and do our own build out, and in exchange, we would really like some months of free rent or a reduced rental rate in general. And as the landlord, you can step in and talk to a business owner who needs to have a build out done, but may not necessarily have the money, capital, or contractor contacts to do it, and say, hey, we'll step in and we will finish out the space for you, but in exchange, we do need to bump up that lease rate in order to recoup or gain back the money that we put into the space for you. And a lot of times that may happen on the back end of the lease, or it may happen from the beginning and escalate to the back. The point I'm trying to get across is that there is a lot of creative ways to handle that, and that is why it is super important to make sure that you either A, know and are aware of that with the landlord agent, or B, have a tenant rep who can help negotiate that stuff for you before a lease is signed, and so you get into the best situation possible to be successful. If you are a commercial tenant that needs help with negotiating lease on a space or finding, we are here to help, and we are also here to help those landlords out there that are needing a new agent to step in and help market a space for them. You can find our contact information below, and we hope to hear from you soon.